So I'm
All
Michelle.
right. And I'm Telisa. Yeah, we want to say thank you for showing up to our workshop. We have lots of things happening tonight, today, or wherever you are in the world. So the first thing that we wanted to mention, thank you. We are the edutainers of the Advanced Fundamentals bottle painting, which is launching super, super soon. It's like literally less than a week now, next Tuesday. So just a little bit of housekeeping. The lessons is going to start like very, very shortly. And then we are actually going to be in the chat room to answer questions. So all the Q&As are happening in the chat. So we're gonna typing like crazy to answer all your questions. The lesson is it might be fast-paced to some people. We do recommend that you watch it first, and then when we send the replay later, then you can, paint with us. But if you want to do it right away, if you have all the tools, if you want to do that, go ahead, feel free to do that. Please stay until the end because we have some fun giveaways, so you don't want to miss that. And when we start the presentation, we do ask that you you mute yourself and turn off the camera so then it doesn't impact on the bandwidth. And yeah, did I miss anything else, Michelle? Let me know.
That's about it, right? Are we good?
Yes, that's about it.
Okay.
Okay, let's start now.
We have the folk art. So this paint is so versatile. You can use it on basically any surface like wood, glass, ceramic, metal, and so much more. It dries super fast and has an amazing coverage. It's also water-based and non-toxic. So as you can see here, this paint comes in loads of different colors to find any shade to fit your project. And if you're feeling extra creative, you can even mix colors to create your own custom shades. So for glass surfaces, we prefer to use the satin finish, but they also come in matte and metallic finishes. Also, here is the best part and the reason why they work so well on glass surfaces. Are you ready for it? So, according to the parent company Plaid, Folk Art multi-surface acrylic paint features a patented polymer resin system specifically formulated for use on all surfaces. So no base coat is necessary, and this is why we love this paint for glass surfaces. So thanks to Flo and the FBP team, we now have 2 sets of brushes. The first set you see over here, this is the beginner set. In this one, you get 4 flat brushes right over here. So you have the 5, 3, 1, and 0. And then you also have 2 round brushes, the 0 and 2-0 for more detailed work. These work exceptionally well with the one and done painting technique. So we also had an advanced set made. It's this one right here. So this one consists mostly of filberts. So you have 3 filbert brushes, these rounded top brushes. So there's 3 of them. You have the 6, the 3, and the 2. It also comes with 2 round brushes right over here. And then you also get the stipplers. 2 stipplers, which are rounded and slanted, these guys. And then you also have 1 liner. This is great for detailed work. All of these brushes here are made from high quality, soft synthetic bristles. There's also an ergonomic handle at the bottom, which provides a lot of comfort. It really helps reduce hand fatigue when you're painting, and it really fits comfortably in your hand so that you see the 3 flat spots. I like to hold my brush on my middle finger and then the other two with my index and thumb, so it's easier to maneuver. Now that we went over some of our favorite tools and supplies, get ready because we're going to paint a lotus on this candle right here. So what I'm going to do first is clean off the surface. I have my bottle of alcohol here plus a cotton pad, and all I'm going to do is press down a few times. It's saturated with alcohol, so I'm just taking off any surface oils, dirt, dust. This will help the paint adhere better to the glass surface. So after it's clean, it takes a second to dry. So we chose to do the lotus because this is one of my most popular requests when I'm on site. Like, people will actually ask it by name, and it does have a lot of meaning and significance in cultures. I've even had someone who said their name meant lotus in Japanese. So I wanted to teach you guys how to paint this flower. So what I want to do is 2 flowers. So I'm going to have my concentration, the biggest flower, down at the bottom here, and then I'm going to have 2 buds that are coming out from the top. If you want to protect the label, you can. Most people just cover it up with washi tape, or if you're like me, you can paint right over it. It is my personal preference to paint over the label. However, you can make it work to your personal preference too. There's really no right or wrong way to do it. So I'm going to show you guys how to paint a really big flower down at the bottom with 2 buds coming out from the opposite corner. So I'm going to start by just drawing a leaf, 2 leaves down at the bottom. So that's going to be 1 leaf, and then the other one is going to go off into the bottom. And so what I want to do next is draw the flower. So this flower has like pointy petals. They almost resemble like an eye shape. So I'm just going to do 3 in the back, 2 on the side, and then I'm going to do like maybe a few that just come down straight into the bottom. And then we're also going to layer on more petals on the inside, but that will come after. I just wanted the main shape on there. So we have that big flower at the bottom, and then I'm also going to do 2 buds that come out from the side. So I'll have 1 over here, and then I'll have another one coming out from the top. Let's do that again. Okay, so now that I have it all drawn out, I'm going to grab the number 3, flat number 3 brush, and this is what I'm going to use to create the leaves and the petals. So to create the leaves, I am going to make a dark greenish color. So I'll have green on one end, a little bit of black on the other end, kind of just blend it out a little bit. I'm even going to put a little bit of light green in there. So from here, I want to create a leaf. So I'm going to start right at the bottom and kind of wiggle it around, coming up to the top, and then we're just going to wiggle it back down. And don't worry, we're going to come back to it. So if you don't like how yours looks, we're going to cover it up. We're using both the one and done technique and the impressionist style for this. So what I'm going to do now is pick up more paint and create that second leaf. This leaf is going to start off at the same area, but it's going to go down into the bottom. And then I'm going to do another. There we go. Just finish it off into the bottom. Okay, and then that is it for the green right now. So I'm going to wipe off my brush. I'm done with these colors for now. Wash it off. And since we only did 1 coat of paint, it should be drying very fast. Acrylic paint in general dries really quickly, but if you're only putting 1 layer, it dries in about a minute. So after that minute, we can start to layer more paint on it. Now, I'm looking at the lotus. It looks like it's a pinkish color with a little bit of purple in it. and then on the opposite side is white. So we're doing purple, pink, and white. So I have those two colors on my brush right now. I'm just gonna add a little bit more white and a little bit more pink. I can feel that there isn't enough. So when you're painting, always remember to have a very light hand. You're just gliding it on the surface. You don't have to press hard when you're doing this. If you press hard, you will pick up the existing paint that is already there on your surface, and you don't want that. So I'm touching it now. It is dry. That was very, very quick, which is to be expected with one layer. If you accidentally glob it on too much, it's okay. You may just have to wait a little bit longer for it to dry. Like I can see some areas right over here that have just a little bit more paint than, you know, somewhere at the bottom. So if that happens, it's okay. Lots of time and practice will help with that. So from here, what I'm going to do is lift up and then back down, but we're making a pointed tip. So what I'm going to do is lift up and then bring it back down. So that would be our first petal. And I can tell that I need more paint because there's some areas that look a bit thin, like right there. So for the second petal, I'm going to do the same thing, just lift up and then bring it back down. And you can see I'm holding my brush at an angle. I'll do it from this side so you guys can see it. So I'm gonna lift up and then bring it back down, pressing down, pick up. Right, and then I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. What you're looking for is that gradient in the middle. So you can have the pink on the outside with white on the inside. And don't worry, we're gonna come back to it. We're just creating our guidelines right now. Okay, so I picked up more paint and I'm going to do this petal. So pick up and then come back down. I can see I'm running out of paint. I'm going to need more. So I just picked up a little bit more paint, picking up a little bit more white while I'm there. And then I'm going to start creating the petals on top of this green leaf. It is dry already, so it did not pick up any of the paint. If you don't wait long enough, you will pick up the paint. And then from here, I'm just going to create more petals. Of course, the petals are down into the bottom already. And then one over here. And then one more. All right, so that would be our flower. We're going to do more layers on the inside. So I'm going to let that dry for a minute. And while that is drying, I'm going to get started on the buds. So you're always moving, you're always working on something while you let one piece dry while you go and jump to the next piece. So for these buds, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm creating that like teardrop shape. What is it, like a football eyeball shape? So we have those over here, and I'm going to create some petals around the side. So it looks like that. We're going to come back to it. So don't worry if you don't like it right now, it's okay. From here, so this should be dry already. I'm touching it now. It's dry, and this is really why you want to have a very light touch when you're painting. Okay, and then now that it's dry, I'm going to create the inner petals. So with the inner petals, it's going to be a little bit smaller. So I'm starting off right over here, right at this crease where the two flowers, or this little intersection right here, I'm going to make a small petal. So I'm going to go up and then come back down. I'm going to create another one at this intersection, going up and then come back down. And I'm going to create another one in this intersection. But I need more paint first. Okay, so getting more paint, and then I'm going to do the same thing, up into the intersection and then back down. And then there's another intersection right there. So I'm going to do that one, up and down. And then it gets a little tricky for the bottom. So I'm going to pick up more paint onto my brush. And then I'm just going to create very smaller petals, but they're not going to be as big. Small, still the same size, but you're creating it in those intersections. So it's very tiny. And then from here, can you guys see that? Because I also have paint on my brush, I'm going to darken up these petals. These are buds that haven't opened yet. Okay, so we have just layered it on. And I want to create I'm going to leave this alone right now. I can tell it's still drying. I'm going to put this aside and clean off my brush. I'm not going to use this big one anymore, so you can just go ahead, wipe off the excess on your paper towel, and then clean it off in the water. Okay. And now that it's dry, I am going to grab the round 0 brush. So this is what I'm going to use to create a little bit more details on this flower. So what I'm going to do next is pretend that I have a light source coming. So from the left side, I'm imagining the sun is shining directly down onto my flower. When it does that, all the sun hits the left side of the flower, leaving the right side to have a shadow. And that is what I started doing right over here. I started putting a shadow on the right side of the flower. So you can see here I created a dark gray color, and I'm just adding it to the edges on the right side of the flower. And please keep in mind that I am not outlining the flower, I'm just adding a shadow underneath. Okay. Now with that, you can also add more pink to it. I noticed some shadow areas are a little bit thick. I'm just adding in some pink, more pink, to really define the petals that are in the front. And then you can also fix the ones that you don't like. So I didn't like this back petal, so I'm just putting more pink in there. Okay, so I have that. I'm also going to get a little bit of red, and then the red is going to go on the outline. I'm just grabbing a little bit of red and putting red on some of the petals, just to give it a little bit more dimension. Usually on the right side of the petal, I will add this. This just really makes the petals pop out. Okay, I'm just gonna add a little bit more red. Red mostly to the right side, or where the sun doesn't hit the petal. Okay, and then what I'm going to do from here is pick up more pink and then just really start defining our bud that we created here. And I'm also going to put a little bit of white over there. This is going to be one of the buds. It's like the flower has not opened yet. That's what we are creating. Okay, and then that one at the bottom is very pink, very white. I'm just going to add a little bit of pink to it. Okay, also going to put some red in there. Okay, so we have our flower buds. We're going to come back to this one now. So now that I have a little bit of white on my brush, I'm just going to highlight some of the areas that do get hit with light. So I'm highlighting the left side of the flowers. This is the bottom. So just imagine your left side. Everything is brighter on the left side. Just give it a little dash of white. Okay, and then what I like to do next is get my flat brush. So I'm gonna grab flat 0. This is how I create the pistils, those little yellow things on the inside. So sometimes our gold paint will get a little gooey or get a little thick. I like it when it's a little bit thick because then I can create the pistils. So what I did was just grab a little bit of paint on the tip of my brush. Now I can create the pistils like this by creating a dot first and then pulling it down very lightly. So I have the first pistil. I'm also going to do another one. So make a dot and then pull it down very lightly. I'm not even putting pressure on it. I'm just simply dabbing it so it creates a little circle and then pulling it down. Okay, so dab down, create the little ball, and then just pull it very lightly. And you can do another one. So you're pulling it all to the center right over here. I'm going to create another one right over here. So dab down and then pull it towards the center. Creating another one on the side, dab down and then pull it towards the center. And then you can even create some random dots if you want. Okay, so there we have the lotus flower. I'm still going to add a little bit more. So I'm done with this brush. Wash it off. And I remember that I didn't add my green to that. So I'm going to add a little bit of green with just a tiny bit of black to darken it up a little bit. And then I'm also dipping it into the light green. And then from here, I can just go and create my stem. So those are the stems for the buds. And with this brush, because I still have some green on it, I'm just going to fill in the leaf down over here. I can see some areas that were just a little bit bare. I'm just filling it in, even on this side too. And then I can add a very light, I can add the veins to it. So I'm just mixing a little bit of white with green, black, and light green. And let's see how that turns out. Might have to go a little lighter. It's like almost a sage green that I created. And with this sage green, I'm going to create the veins of the leaf. So I have one that comes down from the center, and then I'm going to start pulling them into the middle. Okay, and then I'm going to pull into the middle from here. I'm just fixing the lines. Okay, you can even add some like light green to it and highlight, make it a little brighter if you want. Same with this one here. I'm just gonna pull some lines in. I'm not gonna create too many because this leaf is kind of hidden. Just adding some highlights to it. I'm just about done with this. I think the last thing that I want to do is just add a tiny bit more red to certain areas, like the leaves. just making some of the shadowing on the leaves. And the last thing, you can even cover up some of the pistils. I like to just put one more leaf right over here. So it's going to be a small little triangle right in the middle with the pink. This is the very last leaf that you create. So I just used pink and created a triangle right here. Now on that triangle, I'm going to grab some white and just highlight it a little bit. It's very pink. There's really no dimension to it. So I'm just putting some white at the top. And I'm also going to grab some black, mix it into the white a little. And this is the shadow that goes right underneath. Maybe a little bit more black. You're creating the same color as earlier. It's like a dark black color, a dark gray color. Okay. And there we go. Our lotus is just about done. I'm gonna rinse off my brush and clean this off. I don't want it to dry out on my brushes. So the last thing that I'll do is get a Q-tip and wipe off the Stabilo pencil very lightly. The Stabilo pencil just comes right off.
Okay, so we are now going to learn how to paint oranges under the fresh notes. I'm using Paperwork perfume. Again, I actually have so many of these bottles, but this is the one that I actually bought. This has fresh scent, so fresh notes. So we're going to be painting oranges over here on the side and maybe something a little bit over here. So for this painting design, we're gonna be using 4 different brushes. We're gonna be using number 3 stippler brush, number 2 filbert, number 0 round brush, and then the liner. Okay, let's get right into it. Okay, so for in terms of planning out the composition, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to paint a full unopened orange here and an open orange here where you can see inside the fruits, and we're gonna make it juicy because, you know, oranges is juicy, so we're gonna make that we're gonna make our painting with a juicy texture. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do is I'm using the number 2 filbert and grabbing the orange, any orange colors that you have, and I'm gonna create the base first for both oranges. So I want a circle over here, and then and this doesn't have to be perfect because it's just the base. And then I basically want to have another orange that's in front of the that orange, and this one specifically is gonna be the one that's a little bit bigger because it's in the front. Just try to be like as circle as possible. It does not have to be perfect. Again, nothing is perfect in nature, and that's what makes it looks like a painting. Okay, so just gonna add a little bit more. I'm adding a little bit more layer, and it dries really fast, guys, so like we don't have to worry. And if you have like streaks like that, don't worry about it, because we're actually gonna add more layer when we do the juicy texture. Okay, so I think I'm pretty happy with the composition there. Okay, so next let's grab your number 3 stippler. This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna dab orange, and then we're gonna basically dab it, but lightly. Don't dab too hard, because you don't want it to erase the base, right? So you just want to create that juicy texture, so it's gonna be a very light dab. So try to be light-handed for this, and we're gonna go all around it, not so much at the edge, because I want the edge to still be a smooth line. I don't want too much texture. See? Okay, and then we're gonna do the same thing on the front orange as well. Just gonna do lightly dab. Try not to go in, and I have some over on the side, so I'm just gonna move that along. So yeah, just keep adding that textured around. So okay, so in terms of the light source is gonna be coming from this side where my hand is, okay? So the dark side is gonna be on this side. So we're gonna do that on this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tap a little bit of red, and then I'm basically dabbing it. Very red right now, but that's okay, and it's going to get mixed. And the same thing with here, a little bit of red. I'm gonna add a little bit more orange here, because I think I put too much red, and that's where, you know, when this is the great thing about acrylic, is that you can always fix it just by adding more color, and you're gonna be okay after that. Okay, so I think I find that that's enough texture, and then I'm gonna clean the brush. Okay, next you're gonna grab your liner brush. Okay, and we're gonna do you know that little dot on the orange? That's what we're gonna be basically doing. So I'm going to grab, so you can see, brown. Just dab it. Bring it back here. And then you can go on any side, but I'm gonna do it on the top. Just a little dab. And then I'm gonna clean the brush again. Okay, let it dry. Sometimes I like to use my my gloves to make it, you know, just kind of like clean it up a little bit to dry it up. And then gonna grab the same orange, and then basically I'm pulling out that brown that we just did, so then it kind of looks like it blends, the edge is blend better. Okay. And you don't want to make it too big, so really it's just that little dot, so it doesn't like stick out too much. Okay, so the next thing that we're gonna be doing is the inner side of the orange. All right. Okay, so here's a little trick. This is we're actually gonna be using the palette for this. So I first going to grab yellow from the palette, just about, not that much, just really like a little bit, and then I'm gonna grab white, okay, on the palette, maybe a little bit more white. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dab a little bit of paper, I mean not paper, a little bit of water from the rinse jar, and then I'm basically thinning out the paint here. So then your line's going to be easier to control. So the lines that I want to achieve is that. So you can make sure you don't dab the water onto the paint saver box. You want to dab it on the palette. Okay. Okay, so I think this is good enough. And we're gonna do a circle all the way around the edges of the front orange. And you're gonna do that with a very light hand. And it's going to be inside, so not fully the edge, because you want to have a little bit of space for that. And again, does not have to be perfect. You are, when it comes to speed painting, it's the art of letting go. Because if you're too focused on the little details, and that's gonna slow you down. And then this is a great practice of letting go. And that's the best thing about Impressionist too. Impressionist is the opposite of realist painting, right? Okay, and then I'm gonna dab the middle because it's going to be facing you. Even if it mixed a little bit by the paint that's still wet, that's totally okay. And now we're gonna do that division that orange has, and again we're gonna be using a very, very light hand. Okay, so I'm gonna start from here, and we're gonna basically connect a line there, but it won't be like a continuous line. What I mean by that is, so this has a little bit of a thick here, and then just slightly just move along there. So I don't cover the whole thing because I don't know, it's just, I guess it's a style that I like to do. You can thin out the line if you want the paint to be a little bit more fluid, so you can just add more color. And I'm gonna do the same thing. Start, and then just very light hand, okay? No heavy strokes in here. And I'm just gonna keep turning the bottle. The thinner the better, that's why you need to add water. Okay, you're just gonna keep going. And there is no like magic number how many you need to do. I just gonna keep going as long as they look as long as they're what is it, in equal. It doesn't even have to be equal because these are oranges. It's like there's no such thing as perfect number. I don't even count how many orange do you get, how many pieces do you get per orange. Whatever you feel is best, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna do one more over here and then just drag that very lightly. I'm gonna add a little bit, and then in the middle it's usually a little bit thicker, so I'm gonna create a circle here, and then I'm just gonna like patch a little bit upon it just to. Okay, so that's how we do this open oranges, and I'm gonna clean the brush. And then I just wanted to fix the edge of that orange, so I'm going to use the same liner brush and then grab orange and just clean it up a little bit, really. And the bottom has a little bit of red, so I'm gonna mix that just to make it more prominent. Okay, so yeah, because I just wanted to clean it up a little bit, but you don't have to be, you know, super perfect about it. And if you want, the edge of this orange can also be added a little bit more orange just so then to clean it up, so then it pops a little bit more. You can do that. But depending on how much time that you have, right, when it comes to when you're doing this at events, if I don't have time, just leave it like that. It's totally fine too. Okay, so next we're gonna do a little bit of the leaves, and I'm going to grab my number 2 filbert, and then what we're gonna do is basically add leaves. So I think I'm gonna do 2 leaves over here and then 1 leaf that's popping out from that orange. So again, so I'm going to dip, sorry you can't see that, I'm going to dip light green and dark green as I always do for whenever I do leaves. Okay, so the edge of the edge part of the brush, just gonna go very light hand like that, and then I'm gonna do another one over here. Okay, and then I'm gonna do one where it's popping out from that, and then it kind of lightly touch that black part, press a little bit, and then pull it up, so you have that dual color. Okay, that 2 shades of green. Okay, so you can actually just leave it like that, or if you have time you can add some more elements. Okay, so we remember earlier orange has the flowers called orange blossom, and we did design painting on under the oriental notes. So we're gonna add some orange blossom here just to add a little more fluff, a little more zazz. You don't have to do this. If you have time, you can do this really quickly. So I'm grabbing number 0 round. This is gonna be a much smaller size of orange blossom because those blossoms are very tiny again. So you're gonna you're gonna dab white and a little bit of gray, a little bit of light gray here. Okay, and then I'm gonna make the orange blossom facing sideways. So I'm gonna have 1 petal here, dab 1 more white paint, 1 petal there, and then dab more paint, and then 1 right here. Then I'm gonna dab more. Again, it's always dabbing this 2 color. And then we remember that orange blossom has 5 petals. So these 2 petals are basically folded. And then we're gonna do a little bit more. We're gonna do 1 more over here. So you kind of like slightly drag it down a little bit. And just gonna turn the brush a little bit. Okay. Okay, and then I'm gonna do some of the bulbs. Just like maybe 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so those are the bulbs. Okay, then I'm gonna clean the brush, and I'm gonna add the little yellow dot. I'm not gonna be using the Cern Relief because this is too small. I'm just basically gonna grab a dark shade of yellow or orange, whichever that you have, and then I'm gonna dab the middle for that little pistils. Okay, so after looking at it, so I want to add a little bit more orange blossoms. So I'm gonna do it on top of right here. So again, I'm using my number 0 round, dip white and light gray, and what I'm gonna do is I'm going to add some blossoms over here. Just a really quick one. And then these are going to be facing the front again. And that one, I think I'm gonna do like about 3 blossoms. This one's gonna be facing top view. And then I'm maybe gonna do one that's facing side views. And then I'm gonna do some bulbs, probably around here, just 2, and then maybe another bulb over here, and maybe one over here. Okay, so, and then I'm just gonna clean the brush a little bit. I'm gonna clean it up, and then we're gonna do the little mini pistils, just dabbing this dark shade of yellow for that little pistils. Okay, let's see, you know what, I'm just gonna add a little bit more here. Okay, now so I'm looking at it again. I think this looks okay, this part. I'm gonna add white, very light of white, so that's for the highlight of the orange on the back. So I'm gonna just peel off some white over here because I don't want it to be too bright, and just like that. Not too bright because you want to have definition of highlight, and that's pretty much. I'm being a little picky right now. I think I want to add one more tiny leaves over there. Okay, so bear with me. I can get a little picky. This is, of course, if you have time. So I'm actually gonna make it face that way, just a tinier one, a smaller one, so like that. Okay, I think that looks nicer. I'm gonna stop. You're gonna find yourself doing that a lot, but just stop. I think, okay, so this is what it would look like, and here is our creation. So you can really have tons of fun with orange. You can I guess, of course, that depending on the composition that you want, you can have like one opened orange and one closed if you want to do it that way. But so this is just an example, so I can't wait to see what you're gonna come up with. So this painting technique can be applicable to other citrus fragrances. For example, you can use the same technique for lemon, lime, or even bergamot. The only difference is just the colors that you be using. For example, if you are painting a lemon, you obviously want to use yellow and whitish and a little bit of green. And same thing if you want to do bergamot, then the inside is gonna be yellowish green, and so on and so forth. You know, you get the idea, right? Happy painting!
And lastly, I always remember to have a second jar of water here. I want to clean off my brushes. So I do this after every use just to make sure that I keep them clean, preserve them. What I want to do is first activate it in some water. So I just wet it a little bit, lather it up. You can even add more water if it's a bit dry. So just lather it up. I have the product all over the brush and I'm just going to rinse it off in the water. Same thing with this. And then just dry it off. And what I'm going to do is just reshape it. Very nice point. And then I can just store it in my holder. Again, same thing with the brush, this flat brush that I was using. Kind of just smear it around a little. This one has a lot of soap on it. And then wipe off the excess water. I also want to preserve this brush, so I can just leave the paint on it. So I'm going to just load up some of the soap. I want it to stay very pointy. So I'm just going to leave it there and let it dry with the soap in it. Next time I go to use it, I'll remember to wash it off. And then lastly, with this round zero brush, I'm going to do the same thing. So because it is clean already, I can just go ahead and shape it. So I'm moving the brush in a way where it creates a point at the end. I might need to add more water to that. So I want to make sure that all the bristles stay together as long as possible. And this preserver will really help do that. So now we have a very nice point. Nice pointy on the brush, and I can just go ahead and place that into my holder and leave it there. And what I'm going to do is just close it up and we're done.
That's it. I hope you learned a lot. That was a lot.
That was a lot.
That was a lot. Yeah, so there are some more questions here, I think. But we don't want to keep you guys for too long. So I hope you guys enjoyed this lessons. It was quite a lot. That was basically the sneak peek of what we teach in the FBP Advanced. We have a ton more lessons from, like the flowers, from different olfactories, fragrance, and also from different notes, and also like how to paint with a reference image where it's a bit more complicated, and how to do pet portraits, and how to do landscapes. So you really go all like Bob Ross on the bottle, and everything is done exactly. Everything that we teach are speed painting, because the method that we're using is the impressionist and one and done technique. So those are the only two techniques that we're teaching. That's why it's like really, really feasible for on-site. And you might be wondering, can you do this for studio? Yeah, of course you can do that. And you just can like basically take your time to paint.
Add more details if you want.
Yeah, exactly.
The techniques works really good. Telisa and I both have similar techniques, except I will start off with the one and done and then modify it with impressionist right over it, so you can create more details that way. So you'll see us doing that. You'll have like a lot of instructions already. I think we're like, how many different videos? We're going to have 11 modules total. So a ton of painting. And then we finish off at the very end with like business stuff. So how we're able to go on site, do this, and paint in front of customers. So you get to learn that at the very end. There's a ton of material within that one course. So we're very excited.
Yeah, and we're actually launching it on next Tuesday. We have some students that have already signed up. So it's like, we're so excited. So you guys know where to find the link to the FBP Advanced. We're going to send that to your email if you want to learn more about it. We're here to answer any questions about the course. And you know what? It's a lifetime access. So you can go at your own pace, because we do realize that painting does require you to a lot of practice. So you probably need to keep watching it over and over and over again. And all the videos are a lot clearer than what you see, because right now it's like, like in Zoom, but the videos that you'll see, it's like very, very clear, high quality. We both have some really dope camera using that.
Yeah. And our matching microphones.
And exactly, our matching microphone. So we really went high tech on this because we want your learning experience to be, you know, to be really good and also fun.
Yes.
We don't want you to fall asleep in our course. So yeah, so we got you.
We got you. One more thing. We also are going to be doing monthly painting reviews. So you'll get to come on with Telisa and I and show your work, and we will do a review. We will critique it, give you tips on how to make it better. And this will be going on every single month in the course. So you can submit your work ahead of time, or you can just bring it and we'll just chat. We'll just hang out. We'll hang out together.
Speaking of hanging out, we also have a Discord private group. We both now have Discord private group for both our courses, and we're gonna have another one for the FBP Advanced. And let me tell ya, you can spill any teas there. We're gonna spill teas. The tea's always boiling. So we're always going to be sharing lots of really good informations there, and you can ask any questions if you want, you know, feedback, or if you want just to like just chat about like, you know, live bottle painting. The chat group is like always active, so you always get immediate feedback either from us or from the whole community. So you're never going to be alone in this journey. So
Yes, we'll be here. Lifetime access for everything.
yeah, you will be friends forever.
I know, besties forever. Okay. Oh, let's see. And then before we get to the giveaway, we Flo and I are working very hard to get the advanced brushes going. Pre-sales for that will start very, very soon. So get ready. You will receive a message in your inbox for that. So yeah. And then you'll also see me on Instagram with it. So
Okay.
Things are coming. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So the giveaway. Okay. So we have
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I just grabbed when my little hands are slow.
Okay. We have 3 giveaways. Have 3 hands.
4. We have 4.
Oh, 4.
Yeah, we have 4. We
oh
have,
my god. I don't have a 4th finger, but
we have 3 and then 1 main giveaway.
Oh, okay. So we have 3 giveaways. So this is what we're gonna do. Okay. Since you guys are here, we want to say thank you, and we're gonna have some giveaway. Okay, so the first giveaway. So this is what we're gonna do. Think of your favorite flowers. Okay. So Michelle is going to pick a winner. Now think of your favorite flowers. Keep typing it in the chat box.
I'm gonna close my eyes.
Yes, keep typing it, and then she's gonna when she opens her eyes, she's gonna pick a winner. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you when. Okay.
Wait. Can I scroll it up and down and to get one?
No, it has to be like whatever you see first.
Okay, I'm just gonna look. I'm just gonna look. Okay. Oh, I saw lavender. Somebody put lavender. Hang on. I just saw lavender. Brittany.
Okay. No.
I saw Brittany.
Okay, Brittany, you win it.
What? Lavender just caught my eye, like right there.
Brittany. Okay.
Wait. Let me write this. I'm gonna write this down so I don't forget. So these three giveaways that we're doing right now are for these like super cute minis. It fits directly into this little bag so that you can take it on site with you. And you can have it right there. So Brittany gets the first one. We have 2 more of those.
Okay, so the next one, we want you to type the word. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Type the word advance, and I'm gonna close my eyes and pick a winner.
Yes. Ready?
Keep typing. You can type as many times as you want.
Whenever you're ready, Telisa.
Exactly. And go. Oh my god, hold on. keep typing. Okay. Katie Buxton or something like that, I think.
Ooh.
Katie Buxton.
Katie Buxton.
Katie Buxton. Can you direct direct message Michelle for your email.
Can you do this on Instagram because it's getting lost over here?
Oh yeah, you know what? That's actually a good question.
Yeah,
If you
DM me on Instagram. I have Katie Buxton. I don't know your Instagram handle, but just DM me. We'll get you from there. Katie. Okay.
Right. Congrats, Katie.
Congrats,
Okay.
Katie. Okay, and then we have the third one, the third mini.
You get to choose the word and you get to choose the winner.
Ooh, me?
Yes.
Ooh, okay. The third one. Can you guys type in the words FBP?
Woo!
Just keep going.
Type it up, type it up, type it up. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do.
I saw Ashley. Ashley.
Ashley. Let me
Ashley,
look
right?
at the participant. Ashley?
I saw Ashley.
Ashley, is it Ashley Ray Swan?
Yeah, I saw that. Ashley.
Yeah. Ashley Ray Swan.
Yeah.
You have won.
Okay. Okay, so we have the three minis. Okay, and then the last, this is the grand prize. Okay, you guys. Let me just move all this stuff out of the way. And you guys can win more than one. So everybody just go for it. Okay.
Yeah.
This is the main giveaway. So we have a brush set and we have the bag that goes with it. And then you have the mini cleaner. And then our newest palette, black and gold.
The prettiest palette
Yes.
ever. And you can re-win this.
So
oh my God.
It doesn't matter if you won already, you can enter again.
Yeah.
Just keep going. So
Okay.
Lisa, I'm gonna have you pick this one.
Oh my God. What word should I do?
Okay, I have an idea.
Okay, go.
So because we're painting on perfume and fragrance bottles, I would like you guys to enter in your favorite fragrance. Okay?
Yes,
To
that's
just
a good
go for it. And don't stop. You guys can just keep going. And then when Talisa's ready, she will open her eyes. And pick the winner.
Okay, ready? Chloe Sugi.
What?
Chloe, someone said someone wrote Chloe and then I see Sugi's name.
Suhei.
Suhei, I'm so sorry. That's how you say it. Suhei. Suhei, you won it.
Yeah. I can't be too loud. I work in a library. I'm so excited.
Congrats, Suhei.
Yeah. Oh my God. Congratulations, Suhei.
Okay.
I'm so sorry, I misspelled your name. But yeah, so congratulations to all the winner. We're gonna email you and then Michelle's gonna send you all of that goodies. And thank you so much for being here. This is so much fun.
Thank you so much for joining us and being here with our giveaway. If you are interested in learning more about the FBP Advanced, it's in our bio, so you can read more up on that. And we're always here if you have any questions. I see someone had raised their hand. I'm just wondering if anyone had last minute questions before we head out.
I think someone asked if this is gonna be on sale. So
that's the brushes. That is something that I will discuss with Flo, but we are doing some sort of promotion. I know that for sure. So when the brushes are released, there will definitely be a promotion with it. And
the palette.
Yes.
We
have been sponsored. I forgot to mention that. We're sponsored by General Pencil and the Masters brush cleaner. So this is on them.
Yes, literally, guys, they're sponsoring our community.
Yes.
So this is really, really exciting.
Love them.
Someone asked if the palette is gonna be on sale.
Oh. Maybe just for you guys. We'll see. Top secret. Oh.
All right, so we don't want to keep you any longer. So we will be sending the replays. It has to be edited for a little bit, so maybe by tonight or tomorrow. So so just wait for that, and we'll see you later in your inbox.